Every mid-level career professional should buy a business, and let me tell you why. If you spent 10 or 15 years on a job and you're making six figures, $250,000, whatever it is, you should know that the company that you're working for is making 5 to 10 times that off of you. That's why they're able to pay you that without being concerned. So where does that leave you? That leaves you in a job where you get promoted when they allow and think it's good. You can get demoted at the same time. If the business has a bad year, even if you crush it, you can actually make less money. There'll be people ahead of you in the corporate structure that aren't as smart, aren't as dedicated, haven't been there as long. You won't be able to see your family as much as you'd like to, because when you start making these six figures, these $250,000, sick days go away. Vacations get called in short because the business requires something and you're making too much to say no. You miss holidays, you miss reunions, you miss anniversaries, you miss soccer games, you miss graduations, and you claim it's okay because, oh, they're too young to remember, or, oh, I'm setting up a future for them. And there's nothing wrong with a mid-career W-2 job, but many of you want more. What do you want? What does this unlock, right? If you're spending 10 to 15 years inside of a company, you have some amazing expert level skill. You're great at marketing, you're great at operations, you're great at sales, you're great at finance. That's the skill that you should look to monetize. Somebody is saying, I will pay you $250,000 to do finance in my company. If they're willing to bet that, that means that they're making 5 to 10 times that and they're getting the return. Why don't you bet on yourself and you get the return instead? Why don't you get the 5 to 10x on your own effort? A company's trusted you for 15 years and your A plan to stay there was going to mean that they were going to trust you 15 more years, 20 more years to get 10x what they could to pay you. And so you unlock this whole new life of agency, autonomy, location, flexibility. You can hire somebody else to run the business that you buy, so you don't even have to be in it day to day. There's so many things that come from this. And everybody who's established any sort of skill should be doing this because you should bet on yourself. Sorry for the interruption, guys, but I want to tell you about a limited opportunity to really dig into the topics that I cover on this channel. So I have a mastermind that has a limited capacity, 10 people at any given point. And I want you to go to my website and check it out and see what we offer in that. But really what we're offering is the ability for you to go from knowledgeable from the videos to executing when we finish with the mastermind. And so sorry for the interruption, but I really wanted those who really want to take the next step to have the ability to do so. So check it out on my website. So if it's that obvious, why haven't you started already? I'll tell you why. There's too much riding on this. You may be the only breadwinner in the family. You may be a first-generation college graduate, first-generation six-figure earner, first-generation white-collar employee. You have kids. They got real expenses. You got real health insurance. You got real mortgage. And you're looking at this and you're saying, yeah, that's a great opportunity, Elliot, but like between where I am and where I need to be is a gap. I don't know how to close it. I hear all these people doing this, but none of them look like me. I don't know somebody personally. I talk to my partner and they're not as into this as I am. And so even having the discussions are tough. These are all difficulties that make it difficult. And in addition to all of that, as soon as you start positioning on your job like you may want to go do something else, all of a sudden they want to dangle a promotion in front of you, or they want to dangle an attaboy and a 3%, 5% raise. And so those incremental choices of, well, why don't I stay another year? Or I can just wait till 2 years from now. You look up, it's 10, 20 years from now, and now you don't have the vigor. You don't have the energy to try something of this magnitude. So the reason you haven't done it is because you didn't know there was actually an easier on-ramp. You didn't know there were services and people that could help you move from I'm sitting on my W-2 job to I'm actually in the owner seat of a business and walk you through, help you through, go with you, do for you, instruct you on how to, all these things that you're going to come across. And you're no different than the thousands of people who have made the same choice that you need to make. It's really just a mindset shift of what is the risk. So the risk is looked at differently between different people. You might say, Elliot, I'm risking $250,000 a year job to go chase $1 million opportunity that may never materialize. I would say every day on that $250,000 job, you're risking getting fired, getting downsized, getting sent to Kazakhstan to open up the new location, subject to some boss that makes you want to jump off a bridge, some coworker that is at your level and should be 10 levels beneath you. Got to show up to the office all of a sudden. What is this about? Nightly dinners with clients and whatnot that you have nothing to do with the sales process. Look at all that risk. Every single day you walk around with a paycheck that you don't control any part of. Let's talk about one of my favorite clients who I helped get into their $1 million business. Adam came to me. He had worked 15 years in software sales and consulting. He was tired of the 9 to 5, tired of not having the agency. So he started looking at buying a company. He read the free materials. They didn't get him all the way there. He came to me and we devised a plan to help him get from where he was to where he needed to be. We helped him get a deal under letter of intent, meaning an offer was sent to a seller and the seller accepted the offer. I helped him on his quality of earnings and his due diligence. So looking through all the financials, looking through all the legal documents, looking through the bank statements, making sure this business was a good business to get a good return. Adam closed on that business and Adam moved him, his wife, and his 2 kids to an island off the coast of Belize. That's where he ran the business. That's where he lives. That's where he raises his kids. And his business affords him the luxury and the ability to do that. We've talked on a quarterly basis since then. He's grown the business substantially. He's managed through good times and bad. And now he has a real multi-million-dollar asset that he owns with his wife that he can transition to his kids if he wants, or sell when somebody wants to come and pay him too much. And he has gotten rid of all of the headache of not being in control of your future and sitting on a job when you can be fired or marginalized at any moment. And now he is the hero of his own story. He's actually making his own rules. This is the life that you unlock when you move away from a W-2 job to a business owner mentality. When you move from I'm going to go to work and do a good job tomorrow to I'm going to endeavor to go buy $1 million business and really set myself up for the future. You move from a mundane lifestyle to any fantastic lifestyle you can imagine through your own talents, your own business, your own willingness to take risks and get after it. This is not a path that people get to without guidance. I'm here to provide you guidance. The easiest step you can take right now is subscribe to my YouTube channel. The second easiest step is click the first link below to access all of my free resources and all of the descriptions that I give of successful people who have done this, war stories, and other things that are tantamount for how you're going to go through this process of buying a business. You can get the guidance you need here. This is a place where we support people getting to that life that we talked about, getting away from that life that they don't want to be in anymore. I can't tell you how many people have called me, they're stuck, and I've helped them get unstuck. And being unstuck is where you want to be. So subscribe now and click the first link in the description below.